nuts.
Do I eat nuts? I love nuts. Nuts are seeds. And seeds are the most potent food that exists. Everybody listen to me, how potent seeds are. Ever look at a celery seed, how tiny it is? Dude, it's tiny. Now track with me. When you put a celery seed in the ground, there's enough life force in that tiny seed to create a stem and 2 leaves before there's any root to take up nutrients from the ground. All of that is in the seed. It's huge. It's huge. And see, seeds are concentrated food sources. They're amazing, good for us. They're really, that's why God says in Genesis, vegetables, fruits, and their seeds is what I've given to you for food. Seeds are powerful, and they store really well. You can sprout them. Seeds are an incredibly good food. And see, this is what's so diabolic about this whole thing of hybrid and genetically modified. You see, those seeds won't produce seed after their own kind. They're sterile. And you see where that's going? See, everything God created produces seed continuously after its own kind forever for free. Well, when that steps in, all of a sudden now, seed is controlled and comes at a cost. I'm just telling you, when you get it, you see the diabolic nature of it. It's totally diabolic.
Do you grow any corn here?
I do. I have it right over my garden coming up. In that far garden, there's corn growing. I love corn. It never gets to the house. You pop that thing open, it's so sweet and so good, man. I never cook that stuff. I mean, I eat it right there, man. It's awesome.
What is that big plant at the left of the shed?
That's a gorgeous plant. It's called L. campaign. It's an herb, and very short, it's going to get a beautiful orange, yellow flower, and it's totally awesome. I'm not sure what it uses, but it's medicinal herb. See, most of these plants in here I don't even know, but they're all herbs. My wife's a midwife, and she uses nothing but herbs in her practice. And she uses that's blue cohosh, and all these things have nurturing qualities for birth, and so she grows them all. And that calendula, oh man, I tell you that. See, I was here for 2 days taking up all the calendula that was growing out here because it went to seed and covered the ground. See, it's trying to stop growth. It's my challenge, not get stuff to grow. She gets so angry, she says, well, you took that out. She says, well, Carol, it was taking the place over. I mean, I have to stop it at some point. Because, look at this. I mean, I got to cut that thing back because it's just laying all over the place. You can see it's going to seed. And I've already cut back that plant over there, and you see all those big old white flowers over my rise. I got to cut those back, and that just showed up in April because they've gone to seed. And so it's constantly running around stopping things from growing.
Is there anything your chickens can't eat or shouldn't eat?
No, this is what I love about chickens and about everything God made, except us, because He gave us choice. I can take rhubarb and throw it in my chicken pen. They won't touch it.
Okay. Smart.
They know. You see, they have instinct that's totally wired into God that tells them everything. You know what really is awesome about my chickens? They'll tell me what is the most nutritional food to eat. I'll give you an example. When I plant lettuce, the seeds are small and they come in too thick. So I have this like $3, $4 a pound, beautiful, tender baby lettuce, a whole wheelbarrow full. Then I go over to my kale and take off these huge old leaves that are tough and full of bud bites. And that's my chickens. You know what the chickens do? They kick all that tender lettuce away and start eating the kale. So I says, okay, God, you have my attention. Just watch. He always does it. Just watch. So they finish the kale, they eat the lettuce. And He says to me, they know what has the most nutrition. And they go for the best first. I'm just telling you. So if you want to know what to eat, run it by your chickens or your dogs. Because they know.
So you don't buy dog food, I bet?
No. And see, these dogs are eating apples every day. They eat all the stuff out in the garden. They eat cucumbers. They eat kale. They go out here and just graze. They love this stuff. You know, because they're wired. They're connected. They're out. They eat the grass like the sheep do because it's good grass. It's good food. And when I watch them, I learn a lot because they're teaching me like they know how to live. And they don't get sick. They're taking no drugs. You shouldn't be taking drugs because you're not drug deficient. You know, again, the whole stuff we do is so stupid. None of us are drug deficient. Why do you take drugs? And if you ever read the label, the side effects are far worse than you're trying to get well from.
That's right.
I mean, the stuff we do is utterly stupid and toxic in the process. It's killing us and we're paying money for it. And we do it with a clear conscience, think it's okay. This brain, man, has done us no good.
Do you have pomegranate trees?
No, because I don't live in California. I love pomegranates. I had them when I was there. My parents used to get so upset because all of our clothes were always stained. But I mean, pomegranates are so good. My wife travels the whole world. She's actually in Russia right now. And the finest food in the world, and she's very critical, she's very a prophetess, she's a seer. She doesn't say anything. She says there's no place in the world that I get food like I get at home. The place that's the closest is Israel. She's amazed at the places she goes all over the world that have no vegetables, no greens, no fresh fruit. The water's polluted. I'm telling you, the whole world is a mess. When she goes to Russia, when she calls me at the airport, bring me water and greens from the garden. I had no greens the whole time I was here. I'm just telling you. You know what's so pathetic in that country? If you go on trains that go for miles and miles, there's absolutely no bathrooms on the trains. They don't have bathrooms. So those poor people have to fast and not drink water when they travel. Because I'm just telling you, the place is so oppressed, so under the foot of those people. It's just pathetic. It's just sad. You know, and you know what I so love about God? My wife and I, and my kids so get it because it's, you know, they know who we are. Is that both my wife and I have world influence. She's now in Russia teaching medical doctors how to deliver babies. That's what she's doing. And they're paying her to be there. My wife has no schooling. Never went to school. Was trained by a midwife. And she's all over she's in China, Russia, all over Europe, all over the world, teaching medical doctors how to deliver babies. It was so hilarious when the government in China asked her to come to teach their doctors. I don't know if you know the politics between doctors and midwives, but doctors are like the PhDs, thinking that they know it all, and midwives are stupid, don't know anything. And they have these answers. So the government in China asked my wife to come and teach their doctors how to the government. So she's there. She's showing her what do you call those computer things? Pictures of the
ultrasound.
Huh?
Ultrasound.
No, it's PowerPoint. She's using PowerPoints. The doctor said, "Carol, can you show us how to do that?" That's amazing. Well, she says, "Well, I guess you can take me to the hospital. Someone's in labor. I can show you." So she just. And my wife is a she's a seer. She is very upfront and she backs down to nothing. And so she's in the hospital and she sees these poor women. I'm tied out of these stirrups and these stupid. Says, "Get her off of that. That's no place to have a baby." You know, and these women, they don't know English. They're hugging her. She's good. She's giving such incredible births. She has them squatting. She says, and they're just like, there's this one woman having this baby come out, and the cords on that. And the doctors are freaking out. So get the oil ready. Carol says, "Stop that. You're scaring the mom. Just step back and watch what I do." Here she's a foreigner in their hospital taking charge. That's who she is. She just knows who she is in God, and she backs on it. And so she just very naturally takes the cord over the head, over the shoulders, puts the baby on the mom's stomach. The doctor's saying, "Carol, you never knew you could do that." You see, doctors are trained to deal with complications and intervention. They don't know the natural process. They don't know that women were created to do this. It's natural. They're capable. They're powerful. And they can do it. And so she's now liberating women all over the world, showing them, this is how God made you. This is how you're designed. This is how you can do it. I mean, it's just so incredible. You know? And it's just so fun because, you know, we qualify because God uses the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. I just love him. He does things opposite how we think, and he's just good at it. You know? All right. More questions? Or?
Yeah, if this coarse chips was over there on the vegetable garden, would the garden be doing as well?
Well, you saw the leeks.
Oh, I didn't. I guess we got here too
they're
late.
Huge.
Okay.
They're about as tall as you.
What I'm finding is, well, look here. Look at how this stuff's growing right here.
And so
Look at the green.
Gotcha.
This is what I'm getting in the spirit. It's all the same. That's just a finer material which makes it easier to manipulate. It's all the same material, releasing to the soil. This is, again, you come back to this God who does it all right. It's not complicated. It's not difficult. You don't have to do this for that. It's all really easy.
So you layer new chips frequently, regularly?
No, I haven't put chips here for years. I'm doing it now out of convenience when I have time. Somebody shows up to help. I do it. If I don't, I'm okay. Because I have this wonderful base built. It's going to last for years.
And that took how long?
Well, my orchard's been here for 36 years.
Yeah.
Now this place here, I want you to see what happened here. You see that's my original chicken pen right there, that building? I had this thing happening, you see right here, happening here, and my brain's in gear. I'm thinking like, whoa, this would make an awesome garden. And I got some amazing soil here. So I just moved the chickens down grade and turned this into this because they had all that here. And so I'm thinking like, again, it's that whole thing of just paying attention, like observing, like, whoa, I got something here. Let's just move them down.
I heard you say earlier that the chips need to be 80% leaves and needles.
That's how branches are in trees. If you look at the branches, that's what these are, tree branches.
Okay.
Look at the branches. It's probably 80 to 90% needles and leaves. The stem is a very small part of the branch.
But if you selected only for the woody part, that would not be good then.
It's the green needles and leaves that are bringing the life.
Okay.
You've seen when people use bark in the landscapes, you got to fertilize. Stuff doesn't grow. When you put this down, stuff thrives. So if you're just observing what occurs, it's very obvious. Same with sawdust. See, sawdust is the center part, no green. And now, if you have access to sawdust, that's all you have, then bring in lawn clippings, needles and leaves, put on top of that, and you're good because you're bringing that back in. So whatever you have, you can make it work just by supplementing what's left. Layers. And that's the thing. You see, we keep thinking that we can do better by mixing. We're always messing with it. And if you notice that God never mixes, have you noticed? He never mixes anything. Every year he puts a layer of needles and leaves over the plant. He never disturbs the ground, never tills, and never mixes. Well, we should too, because when you mix stuff up, you're messing up all the life organs that are there. Everything's living there, has their homes, and when you start messing with it, you're destroying it. So if you just layer on top, you just keep supporting what's already going on. So when you start getting it, it makes such sense. It's like, and again, you stand back in like awe and wisdom. I mean, it's such wisdom. It's like way better than anything else you can work at, so it really works.
So when you start out from bare ground, how thick the chips should you start
If you're doing
with?
a garden space, no more than 4 inches because you have to pull them back to access the soil.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you're doing an orchard with established trees, put as thick as you want because you're not moving anything.
Thank you, Paul, for your tour. God bless
Good to
you.
see you again. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So when the leaves fall at the end of the season, you just let them fall on the ground, you leave them there, or do
I'm
you...
so bummed that I never get to keep any of my apple leaves because the winds rip across here in the wintertime and they're off my property. I can't even find them.
Oh.
So I don't get to use them.
The reason I ask is because I have neighbors all around me with oak trees. And I've told them I'll take their leaves if they don't want them.
You should take them.
And if it's not raining, I run them through the chipper and shredder and make little pieces out of them. But sometimes, if they're wet, I just leave them whole, and then I put them in the garden. But I put them on my strawberries, and I've found that I have bugs in my strawberries now. So I'm wondering if the leaves did that. If I should just use
I don't think
wood
the leaves
chips.
did. I don't think the leaves did it. I pray and ask God where these bugs coming from. See, I've never had any bug issues, and I put something different every year. Like last year I had the stuff out of my chicken pen, which is horse manure and wood shavings. The year before was just wood chips. Now this stuff here is just all composted wood chips. And so I'm always using different things just to see, the effect, and I'm just seeing everything works the same.
Okay.
So, but when stuff comes up, you just always want to ask God. He says, do all things by prayer, and all your ways acknowledge Him. Let's all leave out. And we just need to get in the habit of just, okay, God, what's going on here? How do I approach this? And I've had such good success. I don't know if you're aware of it, the fire ant, this has really caused a major problem in the Midwest. I mean, they're serious. They were imported with food that came from some foreign country. And I've had such amazing success. I've told people, build yourself a chicken tractor. It's a portable chicken pen, and move them in those spaces you have those fire ants. They call them back in a few weeks and says, man, we can't believe it. They're all gone.
Yeah.
So those chickens, they'll eat the eggs, the larvae. They're totally thorough, and they totally clean house. I mean, there is nothing more effective to get rid of ants or insects than chickens. Nothing escapes them. They're really cool.
I'll have to borrow Julie's chicken.
Yeah, you get a portable cage. Just start moving in spaces where you have those issues.
Yeah.
And they may disrupt the ground around your strawberries. They won't kill them, but they'll totally clean house, man. There won't be a bug there. I watch these carpenter ants. They fly in. These chickens go airborne and take them out of the air. I mean, I'm telling you, man, they're really on it. They're really good.
Are guinea hens superior to chickens in any way? you think?
I don't know. I haven't had them, so I'm not sure.
My neighbor has some that just roam all over everywhere, and they're supposed to be really good for that. You know, for
The problem I would
insects
have
and
with chickens
for rattlesnakes.
roaming over is that they go to my garden
They would eat the.
and tear it up. And so this is why they're all here. Because for me it works better to bring stuff to them and have them tear my place up. So I like
Yeah.
order.
We have rattlesnakes, so guinea hens are good for rattlesnakes.